Unbeknownst to me, my Oscar-winning wife, whom I've been secretly married to for 3 years, suddenly gained the ability to read minds. All this time, I was just playing the role of a wicked supporting character, meant only to match her back up with her first love. On the surface, I acted stubborn, refusing to divorce her. I sneered, "The two of you shouldn't even think about rekindling your old flame in this lifetime." But inside, I was cursing. "Your first love is already being tormented to death by me. Hurry up and sign the divorce papers. I'm just waiting for this filming to wrap up so I can take my billion in alimony and buy a yacht." Unexpectedly, the film queen didn't follow the script at all. She exposed our marriage to the media, and that same night, my name shot straight to the hot search. While filming on set, I deliberately pushed Willow's first love into the water. She was heartbroken and rushed him to the hospital immediately. According to the plot in the book, this was the moment she should divorce me. Coldly and ruthlessly, she was supposed to throw $1 billion divorce settlement in my face, telling me to get out of their sight forever. I, who was about to finish my shooting, could barely hold back my laughter. The moment I pushed open Willow's office door, I crossed my arms and put on an arrogant, death-seeking pose. "Did Makoto catch a cold?" Willow glanced up at me impatiently. Inside, joy surged through me. "Haha, are you mad yet? For being so wicked, are you rushing to throw the divorce contract and the $1 billion black card in my face, telling me to get lost?" But Willow only said indifferently, "No, he just caught a cold. Some medicine will do." Her nonchalant response really ticked me off. Was this the attitude of a woman who wanted to divorce? I smashed her favorite vase with one kick, deliberately adding fuel to the fire. Just because of Makoto, that little punk thinks he can compete with me for my wife? It's nothing but a pipe dream. Never in this lifetime will the two of you be able to rekindle your old feelings. But inside, I was screaming. I've already insulted your first love to this extent. Why don't you curse me? Come on, take the chance to throw dirty money in my face. Who knew? Willow didn't show even a hint of anger. Instead, she looked at me with interest and even laughed. "Don't worry, dear husband, I haven't prepared any black card, and I have no plans to divorce you." I froze on the spot. What does that mean? We're not getting divorced? Am I not wicked enough? That shouldn't be? I've been courting disaster everywhere, just like it was written in the book. Just as I was puzzling over why the plot was going off track, a warm embrace suddenly pressed against my back. Willow hugged me gently, her voice soft as she cooed. "Today is our 3rd wedding anniversary. I'll be home tonight for dinner. Make sure you tidy up." Tidy up? Tidy up what? I'm just a cannon fodder supporting role in this book. Makoto is your real male lead. 3 years ago, I sneezed myself right into this dramatic, cliché-filled novel. I became Willow's vicious ex-husband, my daily task being to harass the male lead and obstruct the romance of the male and female leads, struggling to keep them from reconciling. In order to get that $10 billion divorce settlement as soon as possible, I carried out the script cautiously and diligently every single day. At first, everything went well. He ran, she chased. They both longed for each other. Until half a year ago, when Willow had a car accident. After that, everything turned strange. She tore up all her photos with Makoto and became indifferent to him when he returned to the country. I reflected, wondering if maybe my villain act wasn't convincing enough. If the male lead wasn't pitiful enough, maybe he couldn't win her back. So whenever the script called for me to target Makoto, I gave it my all, really putting in the effort. As a result, Makoto was tortured half to death by me, but Willow remained completely unmoved. I racked my brains and still couldn't figure out what was going wrong. Everyone hurried over to check on Makoto's condition. Under the director's urgent plea, Willow helped him up, ready to send him to the hospital. But then Makoto woke up. Trying to maintain his good man persona, he was afraid Willow would blame me, so he quickly defended me. "Don't blame Jacob for this. I accidentally fell." I immediately poured oil on the fire, stepping forward to take the blame. No, I did it on purpose. And I even came up with the most reasonable excuse for my cruelty. This slap is to remind you that Willow is not someone you can fantasize about. Makoto bit his lip hard and turned his face away, full of grievance. His weak, timid appearance could soften anyone's heart at a glance. But honestly, without me, his acting skills were just so-so. I willingly carried the blame and took the scolding. Dare I ask, which malicious supporting male could be more professional than me? I'm basically the next Oscar winner. Oh ho ho! Just when I was feeling smug, Willow poured cold water on both of us. Unmoved, she revealed, "That slap just now was too fake. Jacob didn't even touch your face. Since you're fine, let's reshoot this scene." I was dumbfounded. Makoto was dumbfounded too. The entire crew froze solid. At that moment, only the director stepped up to back Willow. Yes, what I saw on camera just now did look a bit fake. Exposed under the spotlight, both of us looked pathetic, one awkwardly shuffling his feet, the other staring at the ground, too embarrassed to look up. We had no choice but to reshoot the slap. This time, Makoto took a solid hit from me, and his face instantly swelled. He turned his head, glaring at me with fury. I mumbled guiltily, "It's all Willow's fault. Everything was going fine. Why did she have to stir things up?" Willow tilted her head. "I'm sorry, Jacob. What did you say?" "You're too soft-spoken. I didn't hear clearly." I coughed and corrected myself loudly. "Ahem. I mean, to Willow, your importance is just so-so. Yesterday, she told me she'd only love me from now on, so I advise you to give up chasing her early." I intentionally provoked him. Sure enough, Makoto immediately ramped up his efforts. During the following shoots, he tried every trick to stick close to Willow. He even bribed the director to deliberately increase the affectionate scenes between them, hoping to make her reminisce about their first love. Meanwhile, I enjoyed rare free time. I kept finding excuses to slip away, leaving space for the main couple. Until one night, I was at a nightclub, a girl in my arms, a drink in hand, when my agent suddenly called me, her voice panicked. "Why are you being cursed on trending? Again?" I sobered up instantly, quickly opening social media. And wow. The hot search headline screamed, "Jacob the bootlicker is addicted to jealousy, slaps the Oscar-winning actress's first love twice in the face." The video of me slapping Makoto on set, along with my so-called crazy words, had been maliciously edited and hyped. The view count was exploding, already soaring past 30 million. Only then did I completely relax. Fortunately, I was worried Willow would intervene, and Makoto's slander wouldn't stick. "What? You were worried Makoto's slander wouldn't affect you?" My agent's anger was barely restrained. She was probably holding back curses. "Fine, do whatever you want. Keep making trouble. You're about to ruin yourself." Fueled by wine, I chuckled. "May your words come true. Once I'm completely ruined and successfully wrapped up, I'll give you a big red envelope." She went silent. "Thanks for nothing." Looking back at my 3 years in this book, I really did work hard to maintain my bootlicker image. Wherever Willow went to film, I followed her onto the crew. Whatever variety show she joined, I scurried after her like a lapdog, serving as her backdrop. All of it, just for this moment, being universally vilified. After all, the book said clearly, the cannon fodder ex-husband's final outcome is to be kicked out of the entertainment industry by netizens, then collect the billion-dollar divorce, fee from Willow, rage quit, and live a cool single life as a rich man. Although there were some hiccups, the divorce still hadn't gone through. Being disgraced and hated was at least speeding up the process. I clicked open the comments section. Every insult was like gold coins pelting me in the face. Excited, I hugged the girl beside me and made a generous promise. "Stick with me. Once I get the alimony, I'll give you 100 million straight away." I played until midnight, then the waiter called me a taxi. But to my shock, Willow was waiting for me downstairs. The moment she saw me drunkenly stumble out of the cab, she dragged me into a corner, her voice low but furious. "Don't tell me you went drinking because you were upset about the hate comments." Clinging to her thigh, I grumbled, "Yes, I drank my sorrows away, but what upsets me most is, why haven't you divorced me yet? Yachts, luxury cars, I've been ready for ages. I'm just waiting for the divorce papers and that billion-dollar transfer. Willow grabbed my shoulders, teeth grinding. What did you just say? Say it again. I burped, then blacked out. When I woke up the next day, Willow was gone. I couldn't be bothered where she went. I leapt out of bed, excitedly opening the trending list. And there it was, pinned to the homepage. Resolutely resist bootlicker Jacob. Get him out of the entertainment industry forever. Even the ghostwriters hired by my agent to boost my image were buried under the flood of angry comments. Nobody could stop me now from ruining myself, so I doubled down. I fired off 3 explosive social media posts. Yes, I slapped Makoto on purpose. If he dares to fancy the woman I'm interested in, he pays the price. So what if Willow doesn't like me? I like possessing her. If Makoto dares to pester Willow again, I won't let him off lightly. Every single word gleefully danced on the audience's moral bottom line. Even my agent gave up on me. You're hopeless. You're destroying everything. I sent him a comforting message. So what if I'm vilified and kicked out of the industry? Small matter. I'll pay whatever the penalty fee is and give you a big red envelope too. Call it guilt money for your years of hard work. It wasn't until much later that he replied. My phone practically buzzed out of my hand. Jacob, you're unbelievably lucky. Quick, check Willow's social media. She just officially announced you. She even posted your marriage certificate. What? I scrambled to her page. Sure enough, 5 minutes earlier, Willow had uploaded our wedding photos with the caption, "My husband loves me too much, so he spoke impolitely on a public platform. Please, fans, bear with him. Also, Mr. Makoto should respect himself. After all, I am a married woman." The internet erupted. No one could believe it. The passionate actress Willow, who once said in interviews that she would never forget Makoto, had actually married me, an unknown actor. And she'd even stepped forward to protect me, publicly cutting ties with Makoto. So Jacob wasn't the third party, Makoto was. Wait, so after all this, the most scheming one was Makoto? Jacob's rant wasn't craziness, it was a public declaration. Shocking! I stared at the comment section, dumbfounded. The tide had turned completely. This wasn't in the book at all. Panicked, I called Willow, but she hung up and sent a text. In a meeting. I didn't waste a second. Grabbing my briefcase, I rushed to her office. She was busy at her desk, but raised her brows when she saw me. Don't be too moved. This is just my duty as a wife. Panting, I glared at her, cursing inwardly. Moved my ass! What I want is a divorce! Divorce! Out loud, I asked coldly, why didn't you ask my opinion before publicizing our marriage? Willow frowned slightly, but her voice stayed gentle. What's wrong, my husband? Isn't this what you always wanted? I was speechless. Indeed, that was what I used to say, back when I was her bootlicking fan. But that was just part of my character act. Setting her pen aside, Willow stood, walked over, and delicately wiped the sweat from the tip of my nose. Lowering herself, she cooed. Ever since we married, it's always been you making one-sided efforts. 3 years on, even if I were a stone, I'd still be moved by you. From now on, I'll keep a close eye on you and love you dearly, not allowing anyone else a chance. Okay? I forced a stiff smile. Really, my wife. I'm thrilled. Inside, though, I was dying. I'm going to be killed by this twisted plotline. Just then, a stir rose outside. The office door slammed open. First came an enraged Makoto, followed by 2 security guards. We couldn't stop him. He insisted on coming in, one of them explained. Ignoring everyone, Makoto glared at Willow, his voice desperate. Willow, why won't you see me? Seeing this, I quickly waved the guards away, even closing the door for them, creating a private space for the main couple. But I couldn't resist cracking the door slightly, secretly eavesdropping. Willow's tone was icy. Mr. Makoto, do you need something from me? I clicked my tongue. Looks like Willow's really lost it, even ignoring the male lead. Makoto slammed his fist on the table, fury blazing. Willow, why are you treating me this way? Don't you realize your clarification ruined my entire career? The old Willow would never have hurt me. Mr. Makoto, Willow cut him off coldly. I've already considered your past feelings. Otherwise, just based on you spending money to hire people to slander my husband online, I wouldn't have let you off so lightly. It wasn't me. Willow, we've known each other for 8 years, dated for 2. Don't you trust my character? Makoto pressed on, refusing to admit guilt. I know it. Jacob must be instigating things between us. Everyone knows he's always targeted me out of jealousy. Willow, don't let him deceive you! Outside the crack of the door, I tensed up, pinching the frame nervously. I held the edge of the door with my fingers, peeking inside. According to the book's plot, the domineering female tycoon was supposed to trust the male lead without question. But with Willow, things had already gone off track. I saw it with my own eyes. The black credit card that was supposed to be thrown in my face got tossed at Makoto instead. Willow's voice was cold. The money in here is enough for you to live abroad for the rest of your life. From now on, don't ever appear in Jacob's or my line of sight again. I froze. Wait a second. Isn't that line supposed to be for me when she divorces me? Why is she saying it to Makoto instead? And that black card, my billion-dollar divorce settlement, the one thing I worked so hard for, she actually gave it to Makoto. Willow, don't say any more. Let's at least save each other some dignity. With that, she kicked Makoto out. I didn't have time to escape. Makoto caught me red-handed, his eyes bloodshot with fury. He glared at me as if I had stolen his woman, and I glared right back at him, blaming him for stealing my money. Jacob, you win, he spat, then snapped the black card in half right in front of me. My heart bled. That card, my billion-dollar reward, my only motivation for struggling through 3 years of this nightmare, it was gone. Makoto didn't even value it. He destroyed it like it was nothing. With trembling hands, I bent down and picked up the broken halves of the card, wanting to cry but unable to. Damn it! Can this card still be used? But before I could drown in grief, Makoto's fist smashed into my face. Rage flared inside me. That's how we ended up fighting, from the office all the way down to the street. Every punch landed solid, no mercy given. By the time it ended, my left arm was dislocated, one of his ribs was broken, and both of us were rushed to the hospital. Willow, looking distressed, stayed by my bedside to take care of me. Meanwhile, Makoto snuck out of the hospital. I caught him at the door and stopped him. Wait, I think it's time we team up. Makoto faltered, clearly confused. I sighed, gripping the broken black card tightly in my fist. I was done blindly following the book's storyline. The plot had drifted too far. If we didn't force it back on track, we'd never reach the end. Look, I explained, you want Willow. I want the money. Our goals are clear and aligned. We're on the same side whether we like it or not. That night, the news hit Willow. Both Makoto and I had been kidnapped, and the kidnappers were demanding a billion-dollar ransom. Of course, it was all staged. Makoto and I had planned this together. I lounged on a rock by the seaside, chewing on an apple while Makoto paced nervously. Well, I asked lazily, has Willow agreed to pay up? She's already on her way with the ransom, Makoto admitted, still eyeing me cautiously. But will this really work? I smirked. Got a better plan to win her back? He fell silent. I patted his shoulder reassuringly. Don't worry, brother. If everything goes smoothly, Willow will come back to you in the end. Then why are you helping me? He pressed, still suspicious. I'm not helping you, I corrected. I'm helping myself. Soon enough, Willow arrived at the cliffside location. Makoto and I were tied up, standing dangerously close to the edge as the waves crashed below. She threw the black card at the kidnappers. Here's the money. Now let them go. I signaled the kidnapper, my sister, temporarily recruited for the role. She pocketed the card and delivered her line. Miss Liu, this billion can only save one person. Choose your first love or this bootlicker. 2 minutes or I push them both off. Are you mocking me? Willow's cold glare nearly made my sister break character. I quickly gave her a frantic look. She snapped back, adding, Well, Miss Liu, in business wars people use despicable means too. I'm just learning from you. Perfect save. Then it was Makoto's turn. His performance was spot on, weak, tragic, but resolute. Willow saved Jacob. I know your heart no longer has a place for me. Better I die than get in your way. I just hope, after I'm gone, you'll remember me forever. He nailed the delivery. The kidnapper nudged me. It was my cue for last words. But I hadn't prepared anything. So she pushed again. Miss Liu, have you decided who dies? Willow's eyes hardened. I want both of them alive. But her gaze kept drifting nervously to me. I knew if it dragged out, she'd sacrifice Makoto to save me. To stop that, I pretended to slip and plunged off the cliff. Jacob! Willow's anguished scream echoed through the night. The icy sea swallowed me. Water flooded my nose and ears. I untied the ropes and swam 5 kilometers back under cover of darkness. On the beach, gasping for breath, I howled at the sky. Ha ha ha! Finally, I'm free! Filming complete, storyline done. Yacht, luxury cars, beautiful women, here I come. I chose the fake death route. Now I could enjoy the single, elite lifestyle every man dreamed of. The next day I bought a yacht and began cruising the Pacific. I even gave my sister $1 billion, keeping my word. She nervously handed me champagne. What if Miss Lou comes after us? I leaned back in my chair, sunglasses on, sipping calmly. Don't worry, we're in the Pacific. Even if Willow had superpowers, she couldn't find us here. Boom! The yacht shook violently. I fell out of my chair. What the hell, did we hit a reef? I panicked. My sister pointed with trembling hands. No, it's Miss Lou, she's here. I whipped around. Sure enough, Willow stood tall on another yacht, her eyes locked on me like a predator. My back went cold. Damn it, she really chased me here? Am I not supposed to be dead? Did Makoto sell me out? Her yacht intercepted mine. Willow dragged me back personally. For 2 whole days on the return trip, she didn't say a word. Her silent fury was terrifying. I curled in the corner, racking my brain for escape plans. Maybe I could pretend not to be Jacob, just a stranger who looked like him. Yes, that could work. But before I could test it, Willow spoke first. Are you planning to deny you're Jacob and pretend you don't know me? My heart skipped. How did she know? Her lips curved into a cold sneer. Actually, ever since the car accident half a year ago, I've had the ability to read minds. And stop cursing me in your head. I froze. Impossible. To test her, I thought, Willow is such a big idiot. Slam! Her hand smashed onto the table. Her eyes burned with fury. I told you not to curse me in your mind. I was finished. Totally finished. She had been listening to my thoughts for months. Every insult, every sarcastic curse, she had heard them all. No wonder the plot went so off script. Panicked, I began reciting in my head, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. I repeated it again and again, until I reached the 39th repetition. Willow finally snapped, storming toward me. She shoved me against the white wall, her voice trembling with anger. Why did you deceive me? Are you so desperate to leave me? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Enough, Jacob. I blinked innocently, but according to the book, I was supposed to be dead by now. And besides, isn't Makoto your destined lover? How could a petty supporting character like me ever compete with him? Her jaw tightened. I don't care if it's a book or the real world. The person I like is you, not Makoto. But there are no buts. Even if the sky falls, someone taller will hold it up. What are you afraid of? I swallowed. But Makoto is standing right behind you. Isn't it a little awkward confessing to me in front of him? Willow's grip loosened. She turned her head slowly. Makoto stood in the doorway in a crisp white suit, his face pale. The moment he was exposed, his first instinct was to blame me. Willow listened to my explanation. The staged death wasn't my plan. The actual perpetrator is... I know the actual perpetrator isn't you. He forced a smile. So, you still blame me, right? I don't blame you. Willow lowered her eyelids, her long lashes casting a shadow across her face. Her voice was soft, almost helpless. Makoto, why don't you understand? Things between us ended a long time ago. She took a deep breath, her words carrying a weight I hadn't heard before. Ever since half a year ago, after my car accident, I've been able to read Jacob's mind. And it was then I discovered the truth. I was just a fictional character in a book. My sole purpose for existing was to fall in love with you, Makoto. What I was supposed to do when I was supposed to say something, it was all predetermined from the moment I was born. I honestly didn't mind any of that, but the only thing I ever truly cared about was you, Makoto. Her eyes hardened, her voice trembling but firm. I heard Jacob mention that you went overseas to study as an excuse to free up time to pursue other women. At first, I didn't believe him. But when I went overseas myself to find you, I saw it with my own eyes. You used the exact same approach, the same tactics to pursue one woman after another, just like you once did with me. Makoto froze, taken aback. His words tumbled out, rushed and desperate. Willow, the situation isn't what you think. My feelings for them were never the same as what I feel for you. I truly love you. Willow gave him a faint smile, bittersweet but resolute. I admit I did like you once, but that was in the past. You can leave now and never come back. As they argued, unease crept through me like cold water, so that was it. I was the one who had indirectly caused the storyline to stray off course. If the male lead and female lead truly broke apart, would the world of this book collapse? Would I be completely wiped out? I rubbed my arms nervously, goosebumps rising on my skin. Makoto's face darkened. His voice was clipped and cold. All right, I'll leave. Willow, I hope you won't regret your decision. Then he turned and walked away. I thought it was my chance to slip out too, but Willow was faster. Like a cat, she caught me in an instant. Panicked, I reflexively started chanting in my head, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." She reached out, gently cupping my cheek. Her voice was soft but carried an undeniable warning. Husband, don't even think about escaping from me in this lifetime. And just like that, Makoto never appeared again. I lived in constant fear. As the failed male lead who hadn't completed his mission, I kept waiting to be erased from this world. But nothing happened. I waited through the birth of our child, through kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, and still the world went on as if nothing had broken. Willow eventually retired from the entertainment industry. She stayed by my side, finally fulfilling her dream of traveling around the Pacific with me. One evening, I sat on the bow of the boat, staring out at the endless ocean, deep in thought. The plot had gone completely off track. If one day the child and I were suddenly erased from this book, how would Willow survive here all on her own? Then suddenly warmth pressed against my back. Willow wrapped her arms around me, whispering softly into my ear. Don't worry, my love. If the world is rebooted, I will still find a way to find you. But what if it isn't me next time? Then I'll keep waiting. Endlessly waiting until it's you.